Taiwan reports second large-scale China Air Force incursion this week. China and Philippines dispute over grounded warship heats up. Biden issues order restricting U.S. investments in Chinese technology. India bars makers of military drones from using Chinese parts. Belgium to send German-made Leopard 1 tanks to Ukraine. 5 of the world's best universities in 2024 are in Europe. Rice soars to highest since 2008. Indonesia delays China-funded high-speed rail passenger trial.
Hello, I'm CJ. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Thursday, August 10th, and here are your top stories. Taiwan's Defense Ministry said that 10 Chinese Air Force aircrafts entered Taiwan's air defense zone on Wednesday, accompanying 5 Chinese warships engaged in combat readiness patrols. The second such incursion this week. The Defense Ministry said that starting at around 9 a.m. local time, it detected a total of 25 Chinese aircrafts engaging in operations out at sea, including J-10 and J-16 fighters, as well as H-6 bombers. They were acting in coordination with 5 Chinese warships engaging in combat readiness patrols.
The ministry said that 10 of those aircraft had either crossed the median line of the Taiwan Strait, which previously served as an unofficial barrier between the two sides, or entered the southwestern part of Taiwan's Air Defense Identification Zone, or ADIZ. The ADIZ is a broad area Taiwan monitors and patrols to give its forces more time to respond to threats. As of now, Chinese aircraft have not entered territorial Taiwanese airspace. On Sunday, Taiwan reported a similar level of activity by Chinese warplanes and warships near the country.
After Manila rejected Beijing's earlier demand, China again asked the Philippines to tow away a grounded warship, which is a World War II-era vessel now used as a military outpost, from a disputed show on Tuesday. The Pentagon said that U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin spoke with Philippines Defense Secretary Gilbert Teodoro on Tuesday to discuss the alliance between the two countries. Japan and France, through their embassies in Manila, have expressed concern over China's recent actions.
The Philippine government will continue to uphold its sovereign rights and preserve our nation's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Both countries repeated their support for a 2016 arbitral ruling that invalidated Beijing's expansive South China Sea claims. China claims sovereignty over almost the entire South China Sea, which overlaps with the exclusive economic zones of Malaysia, Vietnam, Brunei, Taiwan, and the Philippines. Security experts say that China's actions around the atoll point to one thing: Beijing's desire to take control of the Second Thomas Shoal, also known in China as Rene Reef or Ayungin in Manila.
U.S. President Joe Biden signed an executive order on Wednesday that would block and regulate high-tech U.S.-based investments going toward China. It covers advanced computer chips, microelectronics, quantum information technologies, and artificial intelligence. Biden administration officials say the order targets Americans who look to acquire equity interests in restricted Chinese companies via mergers, private equity, and private capital, as well as by joint venture and financing arrangements.
However, the arrangement doesn't cover passive investments, and the Treasury is weighing exemptions for U.S. investments in publicly traded securities, index funds, and other financial instruments. Companies will have 45 days to comment on the proposal. The restrictions are the latest in a series of U.S. actions that has complicated the Biden administration's fraught relations with China, including export controls on semiconductor technology announced last year and efforts by Congress to push the White House toward taking a harder line, including on defending Taiwan.
According to 4 defense and industry officials, as well as documents revealed by Reuters India in recent months, the U.S. has barred domestic manufacturers of military drones from using components made in China over concerns about security vulnerabilities. The defense and industry figures said India's security leaders were worried that intelligence gathering could be compromised by Chinese-made parts in drones' communication functions, cameras, radio transmission, and operating software.
According to minutes reviewed by Reuters at two meetings in February and March to discuss drone tenders, Indian military officials told potential bidders that equipment or subcomponents from countries sharing land borders with India will not be acceptable for security reasons. One tender document said such subsystems had security loopholes that compromised critical military data and called for vendors to disclose components' origin. The ban on Chinese parts has raised the cost of making military drones locally.
Dozens of second-hand Leopard 1 tanks that once belonged to Belgium have been bought by another European country for Ukrainian forces fighting Russia's invasion. The arms trader who did the deal said that on Tuesday, the CEO of defense company OIP Land Systems, who bought the tanks from the Belgian government more than 5 years ago, told Reuters he had now sold all 50 tanks to another European government. Neither the name of the country nor the price could be disclosed due to confidentiality clause.
Germany's Handelsblatt newspaper reported on Tuesday evening that arms maker Rheinmetall had acquired the tanks and would prepare most of them for export to Ukraine. OIP Land Systems said the tanks were now being transported to a factory for a substantial overhaul. It is estimated that it could be 4 to 6 months before they were on the battlefield in Ukraine. A defense source told Reuters that the German government was paying for 32 of the Leopard 1 tanks to be restored and sent to Ukraine.
European and North American universities dominate QS World Rankings 2024, with the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, also known as the MIT, securing the top position for the 12th year in a row. Europe has claimed half of the top spots in the top 10. While English-speaking universities dominate the upper echelons of the rankings with perfect scores in categories such as academic reputation, employer reputation, and faculty-student ratio. The annual assessment is now in its 20th year.
The University of Cambridge in the UK follows closely behind the MIT in Cambridge, United States, claiming second place, while local rival the University of Oxford secured third place. Harvard University took the 4th spot and Stanford University ranked 5th. In Europe, the top 10 universities for 2024 after Cambridge and Oxford are Imperial College of London, which took 6th place worldwide, ETH Zurich 7th overall, and University College of London, which was 9th in the world.
Rice prices soared to the highest in almost 15 years in Asia, on mounting concerns over global supplies as dry weather threatens production in Thailand and after top shipper India banned some exports. According to data from the Thai Rice Exporters Association on Wednesday, Thai white rice 5% broken, an Asian benchmark, jumped to $648 a ton, the most expensive since October 2008. That brings the increase in prices to almost 50% over the past year.
The latest threat to supply comes from Thailand, the second biggest shipper. Authorities are encouraging farmers to switch to crops that need less water as the nation braces for drier conditions with the onset of El Niño. Cumulative rainfall in the key central growing region is 40% below normal, and the move to curb planting is to conserve water for households. The government previously asked growers to reap only one crop this year. The rice price surge will aggravate stresses in global food markets.
Indonesia has delayed until next month a free trial launch of its 7.3 billion high-speed rail line, the consortium behind it said on Tuesday. This is the latest in a series of setbacks for a flagship China-funded project. PTKCIC, a consortium of Indonesian and Chinese state companies behind a 142-kilometer railway connecting the Indonesian capital Jakarta and Bandar City, said that more time was needed to ensure passenger safety and comfort.
The project, which is part of China's Belt and Road Initiative, was originally set to be completed by 2019 but has been beset by problems, including going $1.2 billion over budget and delays in its commercial operation. A free, limited trial run for passengers, initially set for August 18, has been postponed to early September, but KCIC said on Tuesday no delay is expected to the full operational launch on October 1. According to the Transport Ministry, safety checks were ongoing as of last Friday.
Now let's delve into the news of 5 of the world's best colleges in 2024. The first one is secure. 获得,取得,实现. The team managed to secure a place in the finals. Number 2, ranking. 地位,排名,排位. She has retained her number 1 world ranking. Number 3 is assessment. 看法,评估. There's little assessment of the damage to the natural environment. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune in to Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm CJ, your host. I will see you next time.